Pleeka's Bachelor Party is filmed in front of a live studio audience.
Do you guys like orange
Coming up.
He thinks I'm a dirty old lady, doesn't he?
If there was going to be a John Wayne Gacy movie and somehow you were John Wayne Gacy, that'd be my favorite horror movie ever, no matter what it was.
That's so strange. Like his dad would be like, "Hey, come check out your mom."
So I need you to put some real thought into it, you know. Okay, so who's the hottest girl in the world that you can think of? Like the number one girl that like you would do anything to sleep with, anything.
I mean, I would probably say Abby.
Oh, okay, that's actually a really good answer. Is that the one that I was expecting? Besides Abby, she's off the table.
Oh, okay.
That's a good answer. That was a nice save.
Let's see here. I don't know. I really like Kate Upton.
Okay, so Kate Upton, she comes up to you one night. You're at a club. You're single. You know, you guys are hitting off a little bit. But she goes,
Yeah.
The only way I'll have sex with you is if your twin brother will have sex with me too.
So I have a twin
You
brother.
have a twin brother, and that's the only way she'll have sex with you is if you guys do it together.
I mean, yeah, why not?
Oh wow, you would. Okay, I thought of that last night. I forget. I was watching something,
If that nigga had a twin, I would let him run a train.
and I thought of this question, and I was like, oh, I wonder how many people would actually like, if they really liked someone, they would have sex with that person with their twin or not.
I feel like it's. What was that?
I don't know.
It just went in my ear.
Maybe you're gonna be abducted by aliens
Super
mid
loud.
podcast.
I feel like you guys are. I mean, if you're identical twins, you do everything together, anyways.
I guess that's true because it would kind of be like her just having sex with two of you.
I can't hear you.
You can't hear me now?
No, it's like.
Oh, it's extremely slow. Here, I'm gonna end this and I'll call you back and hopefully it fixes.
Yeah, I can't hear you.
All right. Oh well.
You're gonna have to call me back.
Please excuse these brief interruptions.
Let's see. So, what about now? Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. Yeah.
Can you hear me now? Good.
Here. I'm not even gonna try the soundboard either since it's being weird. So we only got the soundboard for the beginning. It's not like it's that important.
Damn.
We could
That's
be. We
fine,
could be.
that's
We'll go. Huh?
Yeah.
On our own.
Yeah.
I like your panties.
Yeah.
So what were we talking about with the twins? And so how many people do you think would do a threesome with their twin brother?
I mean, if it's like one of the hottest women, I feel like most of them would do it.
And then my other side question that's not as sexual is if you had a twin brother, would you want to be one of the twins that like dressed the same, had the same hairstyle, everything? You'd want to look different than each other a little bit?
Yeah.
I've always thought that just seems so exhausting, being that kind of twin where you guys have to. Oh, I'm getting a haircut, so now fucking Tim's got to get a haircut.
And one of them, they always have to eat healthy or eat just like
or
shit.
yeah, exactly. Like imagine you and your twin are working out, and then your other twin starts getting a little more ripped than you, and you're like, "Fuck! Now I got to put in more effort because this asshole."
Yeah, exactly.
So
There's too many rules.
Yeah, fuck
I'm
that.
glad
twin.
I'm glad I don't have a twin.
When I was little, I used to think it would be the coolest thing to have a twin.
I mean, maybe when you're a kid, yeah, but as an adult,
Yeah, because I just wanted to get into like the hijinks where you're like, "Hey, go to school for me," or do all these things. That'd be so fun.
Yeah.
But all right, you ready to talk about some Jinx, baby?
Jinx, poke, you owe me a Coke. Yeah,
I like that. That should have been their tagline. The Jinx,
Yeah.
Jinx poke, you owe me a Coke.
that's right. That's right.
Brought to you by HBO.
That's right. I just want to point this out. I don't know if anyone noticed. I'm sure you did. How tired I was last podcast.
Oh yeah, you're really tired.
I was like, "Fuck it!" I saw that TikTok. I'm like, "Jesus Christ!" I'm like, "Holy hell!"
That's funny.
Like, I feel like it came across that bad, but wow.
I feel like it was better. It was better edited. When we were doing it, I was like, oh, it feels like it was a little rough, but
Yeah.
coming together, it turned out really good, I thought.
Okay, good.
But so it didn't help though. You were tired, and then it was a boring as fuck episode.
Yeah.
There's nothing to really talk about for that one.
Yeah, there wasn't too much to talk about.
This one, we get into a lot of crazy shit. So
yeah.
What do you think for that story with him? So he got called to look at his mom through a window, and then his mom falls off the roof. And that's
so strange. Like his dad would be like, "Hey, come check out your mom."
Yeah, is that like a regular thing? It's Tuesday. Go look at mom on the roof.
Go look at mom and then wave to her.
Yeah.
You know, like the one thing that jumped off at me from the entire episode is how much he blinks his fucking eyes.
Oh my god, yeah, he's got something going on there.
Jesus Christ!
At the end of everything he says,
I'm like, Mr. Blinky Eyes over here. I literally almost tweeted about it, but no one would have gave a flying fuck about it. But I'm like, what?
I would have enjoyed that.
I'm like, what in the hell is going on here? I'm like, every time he's just like,
ugh. I wonder if it's like a nervous tick or if he actually has something wrong. Like if he has like an illness or something, or if he's just like, oh, I'm talking about murders I committed. I'm a little nervous.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if he's just got dry eyes or what, but Jesus.
Get that bitch some eye drops.
Fuck. Yeah, but that's crazy to basically, I think he was like 7. So I mean, like,
yeah,
it's pretty traumatic. I'm just gonna go with the assumption that it actually happened and the way he said it.
Yeah, I would assume. It's
pretty fucked up.
Yeah, I cannot imagine just your dad bringing you to a window and being like, "Hey, look right up there. There's mommy on the roof.
Check out mom."
You're just like, "Hi," and then he said he waved to her too.
Yeah, he said he didn't. He goes, "It didn't even cross my mind that, she was in trouble or she was gonna do something."
Which also,
bad.
How fucking dumb of a little kid is this guy? He sees his mom on a big ass roof. They like emphasized how big of a drop that was, and he thought, "Oh yeah, she's just up there chilling."
Yeah,
I was like, okay.
Whatever, I don't know. I mean, maybe she was one of those that went out there at night to just relax.
Oh, she's up there reading a book or something, and she slipped.
Or maybe she smoked but didn't want the kids to know, so she would just wait until they go to bed. So then she'd slip out onto the roof, smoke stove. And
then one rainy night.
I don't think it was raining. At least it didn't say.
I also thought it was kind of funny too that they did a reenactment for it. So I imagine Robert Durst having to watch this. His mom's falling off the roof again in slow motion, and he's like, "Cool, I get to revisit that. That's fun."
Yeah, I mean, and then I thought the reenactment was pretty bad. I mean,
yeah, it was a little cheesy for sure.
Yeah,
I feel like because they went like halfway there. They should have went full on and just showed the full event.
I think they should just, instead of like giving us interviews, I think they should just hire actors and shit and actually just give us the story as an entire reenactment with characters.
I would love that. Taylor actually gave me a good idea for a podcast for us. You know how last week you mentioned the what was it called? The Mommy Dearest? Yeah. I was gonna watch that, and then Taylor said, "What if you guys watched like either the documentary first, and then you watched the Hulu show about it? So then we keep watching documentaries, and then we watch the actual series about the documentary."
Okay. What?
And then the first one we thought of is Mommy, Dad, and Dearest, since you watched that or whatever. But I was like, that would be really interesting to just keep going back and forth, like watch what they like claim it was, and then watch the documentary or whatever.
Yeah,
it'd be really interesting.
It would be interesting.
Did you ever watch the Ted Bundy tapes?
I never did.
Because it's the same guy that made that, and he made the Zac Efron Ted Bundy movie that's doing this. Totally just lost his name.
Gacy?
Yeah, the John Wayne Gacy one. Yeah, it's the same guy.
It's so funny because when you texted me yesterday, you said, "Oh yeah, a new John Wayne documentary," and you didn't say Gacy. So then and then you sent the link, and I clicked it, and I'm like, "Oh, John Wayne Gacy." I'm like, because I was like. I'm like, John Wayne killed people? I'm like, what? Like, it literally didn't even click in my head.
That's so funny. I never would have thought of that.
And it was like, John Wayne I'm like, oh. I'm like, here I am thinking it's like Westerns. like actual the Duke, John Wayne.
That's
I'm like,
really funny.
I'm like, all right. I'm like, that's interesting. And so then I click the link. I'm like, oh, it's John Wayne Gacy.
Yeah,
okay,
it's the
cool.
respectable one, you know?
Yeah. I was just like, what the fuck?
That's
I
really
was so
funny.
confused. So confused.
So this was basically like the rest. He talked about his mom in the beginning, and then the rest of the episode was basically about his wife that went missing.
Yeah.
That was really interesting hearing his point of view of that, and then him like trying to be like, oh no, I told the cops that I called here just so they would get off my case, but clearly you're trying to cover your ass because you killed her.
Oh yeah,
that's like 100%, like without a doubt he did this crime. Just watching this episode.
Well, and it didn't. I mean, and I know, but like the detective didn't seem like they were too smart back in the day either.
I know. You watch a lot of these docs like that, like them making a murder and shit like that, and you're like, what the fuck? Like, how do these people get hired?
Yeah.
Like, how do any of these people become a cop?
I couldn't tell you.
But so, what did you find most interesting about his ex-wife with that story? Like, what's your take on it, basically?
I mean, it came across he was very controlling. That he wanted, basically to control everything, every aspect of her life.
Yeah.
It just people were so ugly back then. Jesus, like that stood out.
I do get that though. Watching these
me.
old docs, and you're like even like watching ones like about like we just talked about Ted Bundy. People always talk about how fucking sexy he is. He is one ugly motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like there are a lot of people back in the day who are pretty fucking gross looking.
Yeah. Have you ever asked Mima if she thought Ted Bundy was hot?
Oh, I never. You know what? Maybe I should.
You think she'd answer the phone right now if you called her, and just say, "Hey, I just have one question for you. You're on the pod. You're alive.
Do you think Ted Bundy's hot?
Yeah. Do you think did you think Ted Bundy was hot back in the day?
Okay. Here, let me.
I think it'd be hilarious.
Hopefully, she's not doing anything important.
Well, if she is, hopefully she doesn't answer.
It's true. She's like masturbating.
Yeah, oh, Jesus Christ.
Hello?
Hey, Mima. It's me, obviously. I'm with Hess. We're doing the podcast, and he had a question for you. He wanted me to ask you if you've ever thought Ted Bundy was hot.
Well, yes.
Oh, really?
But not Ted Bundy, the actual man. But when they did the show about him on TV, it was by that guy that's on NCIS.
You like Mark Harmon as Ted Bundy?
Yes.
I get that.
He was a little hot, and he was like he was very social, and he was likable.
Yeah.
But then he killed you, so then you kind of changed your mind. But
then he's not so sexy.
I could see why women kind of fell for him.
Oh wow, okay, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Me and Hess, we were just talking about we didn't think he was that attractive. Then he was like, I wonder if Mima would think he's attractive. So we were like, he's like, you should call her up and find out.
He thinks I'm a dirty old lady, doesn't he?
Probably, yeah. All right. Well, thanks for answering.
Oh, of course.
All right. I'll see you later.
All right. Bye.
Bye. Well, there you go. Someone does find him attractive, I guess. I mean, mostly an actor that played him.
Yeah.
I mean, people think Zac Efron's sexy, and he played him. So there you go.
This is true.
There you go. First guest on Pleeka Bachelor Party.
Maybe if anyone ever makes another doc about John Wayne Gacy, maybe I could play John Wayne Gacy.
Oh my God, you don't know how amazing that would be to me. If there was going to be a John Wayne Gacy movie and somehow you were John Wayne Gacy, that'd be my favorite horror movie ever, no matter what it was. That would be the sickest thing of all time. That'd be so cool. I would love that.
Yeah.
Just
like those little boys so much,
God, I wish I had buttons. So his wife made him get an abortion. That'd be different. He made his wife get an abortion. What'd you think about that? So apparently early on he was like, I don't want kids. He was really adamant about that. She got pregnant, made her get an abortion.
Yeah, but I mean, but that's all. It's all hindsight. We don't know if he really said that or not. I mean, if we're just taking his word for it, then yeah. But I don't think you can take anything of what he says.
Yeah,
as he's telling the truth.
No, yeah, 100%.
I mean, he very well could be, but I mean, I don't think you can take it at face value.
One thing I did kind of like that he said when he was like describing why he don't want kids and all that is he was like, "Well, I'm not going to be a good father. I know that."
Yeah,
which is probably true. He probably would have raised another kid to fucking be a murderer.
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna say he probably, because I mean, like, I wonder if he murdered anyone before her. Like, did he already murder someone? And he's like, yeah, I know I'm just not gonna be a good dad because I'm gonna do it again.
This might be a spoiler, but now that you're saying that, I think he might have. I think he might have murdered like a friend back in the day. I think that's. I think that's coming up. I think he might have, but I could be completely wrong. I could be making that up.
Look at that! Look at Hess solving the.
You're solving the crime. You should be a cop. In the John Wayne Gacy movie, you're John Wayne Gacy and you're the cops trying to solve the case.
And I'm always in clown face when I'm John Wayne Gacy.
Of course. Of course.
Yeah. I think it'd be a blast.
That'd be such a cool thing. I would love to do that. And then lastly, what do you think about his story to the police? I did it to get them off my back.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that. I can totally see, like, basically, you just want them to shut the fuck up and like stop fucking asking questions.
That is a good lie. Even if like say that was true, that is a good. They're just like they're annoying, so like I don't want them to keep asking questions about it. I'm just worried about her. Like keep playing it that way. It's kind of a good lie.
Right.
But just I feel like the things he said actually weren't that great of a lie.
No, I mean,
I went to the bar, but I didn't talk to anybody.
Well, I mean, because it's funny because I watched it. Like I said, I enjoyed this one a lot better. But as soon as it was over, I'm like, I wonder how much of that's true, like of what he said is actually true.
Yeah,
at least I did because I'm like, there's no way. I'm like, the dude's I mean, he's murdered people, so like, why would he tell the truth?
Yeah, I think he does lie a lot through this, like up until the end, I believe. But I don't remember
until they catch him on a hot mic.
It was funny. I was telling Nick about that. This was when he was still in the I think it was right after we filmed the first one, and I was like, of course. Hess doesn't know what it is, and then we're filming the episode. He goes, you know what? I think they might have watched a clip of this on Twitter.
Yeah.
And we're like, of course.
I did. Because I vividly remember him going, I don't know who that is. I'm like, I don't really give a fuck. But I remember Durst. Because at first I thought it was like Fred Durst.
While this was going on, Fred Durst like had a shirt like going around, I'm not Robert Durst and shit. Because people would confuse them.
That's funny. Old Robert Dursty.
I find it really interesting watching these docs and like getting to hear the serial killer's like point of view of things.
Yeah.
But then all the time, like you said too, you just don't know what the hell, like if anything they're saying is true.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and then like I don't know if you've seen it. I think Abby liked it and sent it to me, or I can get it. But like there's like a TikTok going around. It was like of a person who was like being held for like murder or something.
Oh.
But like the person, like they were in like the, like the room or whatever, and the person was just like talking like a crazy person, like just like, because like he's sitting there and he's facing the camera and the camera's like up top. But it's like, I know you're filming me right now. Like, don't think I don't know. And like just random crazy shit. Like just, and then like would flip flop. Dude had like serious bipolar. Like he would just like, that's so crazy to think that there are people out there that are unstable and that could like, 1 minute, like you might meet them and be like, well, that seems like a cool fucking person. Yeah. And then the next time you meet them, they're fucking chopping your arm off or your head off. I mean, that's just nutty to think about that there are people like that just will fucking flip on a switch.
Have you ever watched, me and Taylor used to watch them on YouTube. They were really fascinating, but sometimes they'd get a little creepy. Where there was this girl and she would record herself, and I'm sure other people do it too. But like they'd record themselves constantly, and then like you'd catch their like they had multiple personalities, so also they'd switch and be a different person. Those videos are so fascinating to watch.
I haven't seen anything
people
like
that can like go back and forth, and you're like, oh, they really have this illness. This is crazy.
Yeah,
I cannot imagine just all of a sudden being like, oh, now I'm Brian. And, like, you have to live through what Brian does now. And, like, how do jobs work for people like that and stuff?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure you saw Split, right?
Yeah.
I thought he played such a good role.
Oh, yeah, he was great in that.
What's his name?
Fuck. I have no idea.
I know it's not Spader, but for whatever reason I want to say Spader, but
let me see.
I thought he killed it. Like
James McAvoy.
Yeah.
Oh, I can see James Spader, James McAvoy, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I thought he played that role so well. And he's got like so many different personalities and shit, like so crazy.
Let's see. Did I write down anything else? Was there anything else that you thought was interesting in this episode?
I mean, I just thought the whole overall thing was like her family, you know?
Oh, yeah, hearing from her family was actually, I'm glad you brought that up. It was really interesting. And then also, so they showed the mom, or like it was the grandma. She was like so for sure that Robert did it. And then you go and talk to him, and they asked him, what would you say to her? And was I hearing things, or did he say right there, I was complicit in her disappearance?
Yeah.
Which doesn't think he just admitted it right there?
Pretty much.
Yeah, and then like they just kept going on with the episode, and like they never went back to that. And then he explained how he didn't do it after saying that, and I was so confused.
But what does complicit mean again? Can you Google that?
Here, I'll give you, because I looked it up afterwards because he said that, and I was like, am I just mixing up what this word means?
Maybe did he say complacent?
Oh, maybe he did switch it up. Complicit is involved with others in an illegal activity or wrongdoing.
Okay. I mean, complacent is just like...
Well, I'll try to put in the clip here, and we'll see, but I'm...
Okay.
If you were with Kathy's mother, what would you say?
I feel bad about the way I treated you. That you're a good person. I am complicit in Kathy's not being here.
But, I mean, I feel like... I don't know. I feel like her I mean... I feel like the story that he gave, and I mean, I feel like it's a believable story that, you know, oh, she got on the train, she went back to town. And then, especially with the doorman being like, I saw her like come in at, you know, whatever time.
How much money do you think he gave that doorman?
Yeah.
Because I was wondering too.
That's what went through my head.
Do you think he did all this to get it put away under a missing persons case? So then there's just no, like they said, they got no body, there's no crime scene. Do you think he reported it and did this story so that way it'd get put away as a missing persons case, and then they would never think about it again?
Possibly.
Because when it was over, that's what I thought of. I was like, oh, I wonder if, because like the way it was mostly kind of the way they framed it too, where they're showing them putting the missing case away and like all that shit, like they're doing the reenactments. But it made me wonder if he was that smart, or if it's just like he got lucky and got away with it.
I mean, it does seem like he planned things out and stuff. And then what about the like all of her girlfriends like going through his trash and stuff? I thought that was
that was really interesting. They were like trash digging and shit. They found his like to-do list. Yeah, that was
which, I mean,
that was a bit of a stretch. Like,
well, but I mean, like, you know, it's not like he wrote out like I murdered her.
Yeah,
you know, because I mean, that's the shitty thing about the law is that, like, you know, you can know who killed him, but unless you can prove it, it doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah.
So, and that's kind of the shitty thing.
Yeah, that's where it could get like really annoying as the other family, but also that where you could get so lucky as the killer. Where like if I can just get rid of every bit of evidence, then it'll be a little awkward around people, but I'll be fine. I'll be scot-free.
Exactly.
I can't imagine being the family and just like for the longest time knowing that the guy who murdered your either daughter or sister or cousin or whatever is just out there living his life as a rich man for a while, trying to make a documentary and all that shit. That would just be nuts.
Yeah, they seem pretty mellow.
Yeah, they seem like except for the one friend is like, I need to know what happened to my friend. Yeah, everyone else was like whenever she's been dead for a while, it's cool.
Yeah, I mean, it has been, you know, what, probably 40 years.
Yeah,
over 40 years. Whether or not it doesn't hurt as much, but like I feel like there wouldn't be a day that goes by you didn't think about it.
Yeah, or like think about like fucking I need to get revenge on Robert.
Yeah, it just comes to a point where you're just like, I mean, there's nothing, you've like become numb to it, basically.
Well, before we wrap it up, did you do anything fun for Easter?
Not much. Just kicked it at home. We had everybody over here yesterday, and Just had some ham and taters and.
Did you hide any Easter eggs or anything?
No, my kids were with their mom.
Oh, gotcha.
It was her birthday yesterday.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so
we were all hanging out at Mima's. It was the first time since he's been out of the hospital, so we had everybody there. And then Damien came over, so we hid a bunch of eggs for him. Me and Taylor did.
Nice.
And I recorded him finding them all, but there was he didn't film it. He was so bad. We were like color hiding him with like Mima's flowers and shit too, and like putting them on top of the umbrella and all kinds of shit like that. It took the kid. It was nighttime by the time he found them all. It took him like hours to get him, but it was a pretty fun part of the day.
Nice.
Other than that, it was a pretty boring Easter, and there was some fights here and there and whatnot. But
fights.
Oh yeah, there was some. It was a pretty interesting Easter.
Happy Easter, everybody.
Yeah, happy Easter. But I'd say overall it was okay.
Nice. Very nice. It's good times, good times.
Yeah. But are you ready to wrap up Pleeka's bachelor party?
I think so. Whenever you're ready there, Chief McGee. And if anybody wants to buy me a JaVale McGee Suns jersey, I'll take it.
Yeah, if you want to buy Hess any jersey in the world, actually, just send them to him. He'll wear them.
JaVale.
Live on the podcast.
JaVale McGee 00. Absolutely.
Oh, you need that jersey.
Right? I got to.
Any jersey that has McGee on it, send to Hess no matter what the cost is.
Yes.
He needs it.
Yes. Yes.
All right. Peace out, Blickers.
Peace.